Saeed Abu Shakra
Yes.
has graciously agreed to meet with me. I'm in El Fahim at the Art Gallery, and I wanted to ask him some questions. I've always wanted to come here. So, Mr. Abu Shakra, when did you start the gallery, and was it very difficult in the beginning?
We started the gallery here before 20 years ago. 2 years or 3 years we show art in alternative spaces here because we haven't a gallery, and after that we established the gallery. It was very small gallery, but it was on building, on rented building, but before that we show art in another different places. And from this day we started to work to improve and to empower the art for all the Palestinian community in Israel and for all the artists inside Israel. And we started with 100 meters, very small place. Now we are in the new building here, another rent building, about 1,700 meters, and we are going to build our future museum for contemporary art in Israel.
So you're building another one than this, or are you building an additional one, or?
I speak about another building, a new building that we arrange a competition for that. And in this competition, about 49 architects from Israel, Palestine, and outside Israel took part in this competition, and we have the designers of the museum that won the competition. And now we think to work very hard for raising money for the museum, and raising money for the contents, and raising money for the collection of the museum. It's so very difficult and so very challenging.
Yeah, very exciting though too. And why El Fahim? Why this particular place? I am aware of the importance historically of this area, but why were you living here, or why this particular town?
Why El Fahim?
Yeah.
You ask me. Yes. Because I live here. And I think that man have to be, if you want to be patriot, you have to be patriot for his city, not for another cities. Because I am here and I know all the difficulties here, and I know that I have to give all most my energy for my place that I born here. The people on Fahim need my energy, and I think that when I came here with the idea for gallery for art, nobody can believe that art can continue here, because the needs of Fahim are physical needs, very difficult physical needs, because we have no industrial place in Fahim, and we have very bad social situation, very bad economical situation, and very bad political situation. And I think that for that I came here, and my involvement, my commitment for everything here, it's very strong, because I know all the difficulties, and I know that I have to do something. I can't solve all the questions here and all the difficulties, but I think that I can do something for my village, my city, my people. And our aims started with very small aims. Now we have huge aims. The huge aim here is to build the future museum, that only the museum can create the revolution in the culture for all the Palestinian people inside Israel.
Inside Israel. So do you say it's just, you mean in the territories too, or do you mean just?
I think that it can, first of all, inside Israel, because we are a huge community here. 1,400,000 people here inside Israel. But of course, it can be, the benefit will be for the Palestinian people inside in the Palestinian authority, but they can't come here, because they can't come to the Israel side. But for example, our collections that we started now to create for the future museum. We have special collection from Palestinian artists from the Palestinian Authority.
Do you know Al Mahata in Ramallah? Al Mahata.
I know something about
Yeah,
that,
I
yes.
visited them last year. What you have outreach though? You do classes too. Aside from having artists, don't you do outreach? What I call outreach, educational classes for the community.
Here in the gallery.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. What do you do?
First of all, I think that our aims here, in the beginning, it's to bring art for Al-Fahim, but the another aim to empower the people and to give them the pride, to give them the awareness for art and for everything. And we started with education. Education is the most important thing to create here in the gallery. It's to give them the touch with art. It is to give them the experience of art. We have every year here about 10,000 kids come to the gallery from all the Palestinian community from Israel, from Al-Fahim and all the region and all the people around Al-Fahim here. And 10,000, it's not a little number, it's a very big number. And another thing that we did here, it's a workshop for ceramic for women. We started to empower women here from Al-Fahim and the region of Al-Fahim by art. We give them the first touch with art in the gallery here by ceramic.
And you chose ceramics. That's interesting because you have so many other arts that are Palestinian that people do, embroidery and those kinds of things.
Yes, but ceramic it's very important. Why? Because all the workshops before Israel establishment, the Palestinian create a lot of ceramics. And who did the ceramics? The women, especially the women. And I think that we are going to give the women the second chance to work with ceramic and to continue working with ceramics. I think that after that we have to give them the chance to work in the gallery, to create production and to pay money for them. In the beginning we give them the practice with ceramic, and after that to give them the chance to work with ceramic. Yes.
And can you describe?
And we work with youth at risk, for example.
3 schools.
Youth at risk and disabled boys and girls. And we invited here all the time kids with special needs, with special families, and we work with them in the gallery here. Okay. Some of them, most of them, don't pay money for the gallery because they haven't the money, and it's our responsibility how to raise money for them, to bring him here and to give them the love and the touch and the feel, the sense of belonging. I think that we have to do that, in spite of the fact that they can't cover all the costs of the coming.